women and men of measurement. If there's a distance, we find the length of it. We know we can always put 12 inches inside a foot, and 1 yard just won't be complete if it does not contain 3 feet.
1 inch is what you got if you're looking at the top of a bottle of pop. On your thumb is about 1 inch from your knuckle to your fingertip.
We are the women and men of measurement. If there's a distance, we find the length of it. The length of the folder where your work is put measures out to just 1 foot.
You'll find a foot if you look at the height of the parrot on my hook.
Yar. A football field has 100 marks. Each one is a yard apart.
At the plate with a softball bat, a yard is about what you're looking at.
Open your fingers a pinch and make an inch. Then make your hands look just like a foot. Put them 3 times as far and make a yard. Now we know how long they are.
We are the women and men of measurement. If there's a distance, we find the length of it.
All right, wasn't that so awesome? Okay, so if you feel like you need to watch the video again, then go ahead and watch it again. If not, we are going to go ahead and move forward. Okay, guys, so this is the last lesson of the week. Today we are going to talk about introducing yards. We have spoken about inches as well as feet. We've also talked about how to convert inches into feet. So we've been learning a lot this week. And as you guys know, you can always rewatch videos as much as you need to. So today we're going to talk about introducing yards. How could you measure things like a sports track or a building? Now we talked about how we can measure things with our feet. We talked about how we can kind of see how much an inch is by using our thumb. But when we're trying to measure like a building or let's say a baseball field or a football field, it's going to take us forever to try to do it using just our feet or try to do it using just our thumb. So there's something called a yard. Now I don't have a yardstick to show you guys in the classroom, but a yard is going to be about 3 feet long. It says, how long is 1 yard? That would be 3 feet. How many feet equal 1 yard? Well, 3. How can you figure out the number of inches that equal to 1 yard? All right, so here we go. This is going to get you guys prepared to when you move to 3rd grade stuff, because your 3rd grade stuff is kind of going to look kind of like this. Ooh, I can't even talk. Okay, so it wants to know how many inches are in 1 yard. There we go. Okay, so let's say 12. Actually, I am going to type this because it'll be a lot neater and a lot quicker. So we're going to say 12 inches equals 1 foot. 1 foot equals, totally messed that up. 3 feet equal 1 yard. We just learned that one. Okay, now we're going to have to use this to help us figure out what it's asking us. All right, so it says, how many inches is in one yard? Well, we know that 12 inches is 1 foot, and 3 of these feet equal 1 yard. So how could we make this 1 go to 3? So I would have to add 12 3 times. So 12 plus 12 plus 12. So what's 12 plus 12? 24, and then we add 24 plus 12, which gives us, what's that one? Work that one out real quick. So you have a 6, and this would be 3. So that means that we can add over here because now we know that 36 inches equal 1 yard. Woo! I know it is a lot, and I know it can be confusing. And don't worry about it if you don't understand it. We're going to go over it some more, okay? So now I want you to think, what are some things that can be about 1 yard long, 1 yard wide, or 1 yard thick? So if you think about a baseball bat, that would be 1 yard long. From the tip of the bat to the end of the bat would be about 1 yard. If you think about a door, not the top of the door to the bottom of the door, but from one side of the door, from the left side of the door to the right side of the door, that would be about 1 yard wide. And if you think about a tree, imagine trying to hug the trunk of a tree. If you think about a big tree, that could be about 1 yard thick. Down here is just some fun activities. It just wants you to write, would you measure these things in inches, feet, or yard? Remember, inches is going to be the smallest of the smallest. If it wasn't like a pencil lead or like a paper clip, I probably wouldn't choose inches. Feet is a little bit bigger. That's when you guys can use your feet and one in front of the other. So like remember we had like the TV screen or the whiteboard. And then yards are usually used to measure big things like running tracks or football fields. Okay? So just think about that, and then you're going to type in here, you're going to type in either inches, feet, or yards depending on what you would measure it with. If we go to the next page, it's kind of the same thing except for you guys are going to write an object now. So think about an object that might be 2 yards, 5 yards, 10 yards, 50 yards. There are no right or wrong answers, but I do want you guys to use your best thinking, okay? I don't want you guys to write right here a marker because we know that a marker is not even close to 2 yards long. So think about yards, and I want you guys to think about the best things that you can. This is also, you're just thinking. It says use your tape measure to measure each lane, but we're going to actually, I'm going to cut this part out because you guys are not going to be able to measure that because we don't have a tape measure, and I'm not sure if you have one at home. But I'm going to end up cutting this part out, so you're not going to have to do this. And then if we go to the bottom, it's kind of like what we did yesterday when we were converting inches into feet, but this time we're going to do yards into feet. So if we come over here now, our magic number is no longer 12. Our magic number is only 12 when we're trying to convert inches to feet. Our magic number this time is going to be 3. So I'm going to come over and I'm going to erase this with my eraser because I don't want to erase what we've typed up over there. Erase, 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 erase. Erase, erase. Okay, so we know, or actually, how about we type up some new stuff? We don't really care about the inches right now. We know that 1 yard equals 3 feet. So now it wants us to know how many does 4, 5, and 10. So we're going to do the same thing that we did, except for instead of 12 being our magic number, 3 is now our magic number. So I'll work out the first 3 with you guys to show you how they got these numbers. Then you guys are going to work out the next 3 by yourself. So we know that 1 yard equals 3. Then we want to know how many is 2. So that means we're going to have to add 3 plus 3. We're going to have to add 3 2 times. Woo! What's 3 plus 3? 6. That's how they got their 6 there. Now if we want to add, we got to add 3 more because now it wants to know how many. So this equals 1, and this is going to stand for yard. This equals 2 yards. And hopefully you figured out 6 plus 3 by now, which is 9. And this would give us 3 yards. So if you notice in between each of my yards, I added what number? I added our magic number, which was 3. So if you get to the 9, the next thing I want you to know is 4. So that means you're going to have to add 3 again. And then you want to know 5. You're going to add 3 to that answer, and then 3 again to that answer. If you want to, you could also use your multiplication. You're just going to multiply 3 by each number. So what's 3 times 1? 3. 3 times 2? 6. 3 times 3? 9. 3 times 4? 3 times 5, and then 3 times 10. So it's up to you how you decide to do that. All right, again, you can always rewatch this video if you need to. If you need any more examples or tips, please give me a call or try to get in contact with me. And that is it. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week and a great weekend.